Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Trying to turn this off. There we go. Good morning, everyone. Mark Fuller here, Free World Order. Sorry about that. Coming off of a really good video yesterday. It was cut off, but you check out the actual content on there. I'm actually going to rename that one, and I'm going to talk about the subject matter I was trying to get into yesterday. But the video yesterday, I'm going to rename "Are All Men Created Equal?" And today's video will be, is money causing problems or is it solving problems? I really had wanted to dig into this last night when I made the last video, but I was interrupted by some phone calls. So this is actually the following day. I'm just going to start from here. But really what I wanted to get into in more detail is talking about the actual environment that people are brought up in and how that's relevant to what money represents for them. People that are financially independent, and someone who is financially independent is really just someone who has figured out a way to manipulate their way through the system. And I know that kind of sounds like a negative thing. And it's not that it's a negative thing, but it's a fact. In this monetary-based social system that we're living in, you have to figure out a way to manipulate the system, because the system is not designed to really benefit you if you don't figure out a way to manipulate your way through it. It's not designed to give you anything. It's not designed to provide for you in the event that certain things happen. So you really have to figure out ways to manipulate the system. And by that, I mean, for example, if you decide to open up a business, there's so many different things that you have to go through to open up a business. Depending on the state that you're in, you got to get licenses. You have to get approval by the local municipalities to open up your business. Your business has to be inspected. You got to pass the specs and the specifications for whatever is required in that area. It has to be a commercial area where businesses are. It can't be in a residential area. It's all type of red tape that you have to go through before you open up a brick and mortar traditional business in an area. You got to figure all of that stuff out. Not only that, not to mention the fact that you need money to get the business started. So you need startup capital. You got to figure out how to get that. You might be someone who, figures out how to get angel investors and people to actually fund you and finance your business and invest in your business, behind the scenes, something of that nature. Or you might just save up money yourself from working on a job or working on multiple jobs over time. You just save up money to open up a business ultimately. Again, all of this requires that you figure out how to manipulate your way through the system and the way that the system is set up. Let's just take, for example, someone starting out. Boom. Let's say that you're a high school kid. You were raised in a decent environment. You went to school. You were able to finish high school. You're coming out of high school now. Naturally, okay, well, are you going to go to college? You should go to college so that you can get a degree, so that you have a better chance of getting a better paying job. That's what the objective is. People go to college so that they could get some type of degree or specialize in a specific area, and then hopefully do whatever that work is on a job when they get out of college. That's the objective. Again, you have to manipulate the system somehow to achieve that, because to go to college costs money. How are you going to pay for your college if you're not working on a job? You see what I'm saying? You don't have a job yet. So what's going on? How are you going to be able to get through that process of going to college and being able to pay for and afford college? Maybe your parents save money for you. Maybe your parents are able to help you to pay for your college tuition, or you may qualify for financial aid if, you know, you don't meet the, or your parents don't make enough money. You'll be able to qualify for certain financial aid, loans and grants and things of that nature. But again, you have to manipulate your way through. It's not just given to you. And depending on your personal situation, that's going to determine how well you can manipulate your way through. So again, all of it requires manipulation of the system, because the system is not designed to just automatically give something to you. Like, education should be free. You shouldn't have to pay for education. What's the financial cost of education? It's information. Why does that cost money? It shouldn't. But again, in this system, it does. So dealing within this system, once again, you have to manipulate the system somehow to get the money to pay for the things that you want to do. So someone ultimately that makes their way to a higher level in the system, just simply meaning that they position themselves to be able to financially afford the things that they want to do. Finances in this system give you access to things without restriction if you have an abundance of money. So if you have an abundance of money, that will allow you to have access, gain access to whatever it is that you choose to do at the time. That's how a person is able to become financially free. Does that hold true for the majority of people? Absolutely not. Most people are not going to make it to that point. Most people are just trying to get by and survive within the system, just to do basic stuff like pay for a place to live and pay for food and pay for, you know, the things that you need to do for your children. Bare essentials. And people are barely getting by. Most people are one paycheck away from being unemployed, from being evicted. I mean, it's really, really crazy. And what happens is, as people make their way up to a higher level within society and within the system, they don't see all of that goes on for most people. They're only seeing their personal situation and how they are doing better, or they're doing well. You know, they made it out of a dire situation, and most people, everyone else is left to fend for themselves. This is a system that is not, it's not for the benefit of all people within the system. And there comes a time where you really outgrow the system that's being used. And we're at that point now because it's obsolete. Look at all of the technology being used, and look at all the things that are being produced. That is showing you the proof and the evidence that everything that is done is provided for by our planet and the resources of the planet.